Jai Pule, Jai Bhim, Jai Periyar. Program organized by Jambudweepa Karnataka under the guidance of Dr. Nitesh and my friend Madam Kalichelvi and my dear friends. I am really happy to meet all of you today at this Sunday to have an interaction on the very serious issues of national education policy and this National Medical Commission Act, which is going to affect the Bahujans, particularly the SCs, STs, OBCs, in a very, very serious manner. The government has published their draft on the National Education Policy in its website of HRD, Ministry of HRD, on June 1st of 2019, within 2 days of the second term of Modi's government. The policy was already given by the chairperson of the commission, that policy, chairperson, Dr. Kasturi Rangan, in December 2018 itself. But the government has not published that at that time. They waited for nearly 5 months. Had they published prior to this election, that issue would have been a very serious one, which they thought may affect their chances. So they waited for this second term, hoping that they will get the absolute majority. And immediately after assuming the office on May 27th plus, they published this report, seeking the opinion of the public, a 484 pages document, published only in Hindi and English, asking the entire public of India to give their views within 30 days, that is 30th June. And there was protest, particularly from southern part of India, particular from Tamil Nadu, that this draft should be given in all the languages listed in the 8th schedule of the Indian Constitution. That is a basic right which every citizen is getting it because of the Constitution drafted by great leader Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. But that was not given, so immediately the government said we will give in some selective languages an abridged version, not the full translation, an abridged version of 50 pages or 40 pages. They have given that, which has not given the full density of this main report. That apart, why now this education policy? The government is bringing a policy, a draft, they say. The government, they say they have not taken any decision on this policy. But why this policy now? Whenever a policy on such a important matter like education, which is going to affect the entire people of this country for another 20 years or 30 years, the policy makers should know what is there in the Constitution of India. Whether the policy supports or goes in line with the Constitution of India. That is a major fundamental thing which any policy, not only education policy, for any policy the fundamental rule is it should abide by the Indian Constitution. Number two, it should see whether the earlier policies, if anything is there, what are the deficiencies, what are the plus points in that, whether those policies earlier given any improvements required, all these things should be reflected in the policy. These are all, everybody will expect only like this. This policy also, when it is being given to the public, 484 pages, first there is a preamble given by Dr. Kasturi Rangan, where he says what is there inside. He is giving a view about some points. He has given some hints about what is there in the other parts of the various chapters. And before that, there is another annexure also in the document which says the consultation process, how this policy was derived by these makers under the leadership of Kasturi Rangan. That also was given by the Under Secretary of the HRD. This policy committee was constituted in June 2017. Then they were asked earlier itself, in the previous government, Modi government, they already brought one policy under the leadership of TSR Subramanian. He was a cabinet secretary. He also brought a policy, but that was not circulated, but we got the information. So there was complete opposition from all the public, from the academicians, from the various vice chancellors of this country, from the student community. That policy was not implemented, they withdrew that. And in this policy, whatever inputs they have taken, because they have made consultations with various state governments, with some people also, and based on that they prepared the policy. So all these documents were given to this Kasturi Rangan committee. This Kasturi Rangan committee in its preamble says, that is very important. Why I am give a detailed thing is, we should understand the seriousness and the dangers of this policy only if you know this basic information. That is why I am going at a lengthy wise on this preamble itself. Kasturi Rangan in his preamble says, since 2015, this kind of education policy is being rolled out by the government. So this policy should be there for another 20 years. So the committee felt it extremely important that its recommendations must judicially address the diverse needs of multiple stakeholders in a harmonious manner, moving towards a common minimum goal of providing quality education to all. These are all the things they are there. So in the preamble, what our Kasturi Rangan says, my thinking, it is his words, I am quoting that, my thinking was that the committee would build on the extensive work already done by the TSR Subramanian committee and some inputs for draft National Education Policy 2016 brought out by the Ministry of HRD. Subsequently, we would also use the inputs that had come in from as early as 2015. Various inputs he has received. All this seemed very doable in 6 months. However, what followed was something entirely different. It became clear very soon that this committee was going to be out of the box in its thinking. So whatever inputs was given from 2015 up to 2017 for the purpose of TSR Subramanian committee, that was handed over to Kasturi Rangan committee because they have travelled across India all those inputs now persevering and says we have kept aside, we are going to think out of box. That is, they are going to sit in a committee of 11 members, they will sit inside the cabin, they will decide everything. So all these inputs are being thrown out. Nothing is there. Whereas in the annexure, all these inputs were put there as if this is also part of this committee report. Number 2, now I am going to this another area. He says that various things, RTA Act, or the Right to Education Act, there is an amendment on that. Then the entire now education system, the elementary education school system, that is +2 system is being modified. They will bring 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. That is nearly 15 years of education starting from the age of 3. A child should join the school at the age of 3 and it will finish at the age of 18. So this is the new model they are bringing it. And there will be a centralized authority, Rashtriya Shiksha Ayog, under the leadership of Prime Minister. Like that he has put everything in the preamble which has been described in detail in the report. So the first thing is, any child of 3 years, she can be put into the school. There will be foundation course for 5 years. That is preschool, that is pre-LKG, LKG, UKG, first standard, second standard, 5 years. That is called a foundation course. Thereafter, next stage, preparatory stage. From 3rd standard to 5th standard, 3 years. 3rd, 4th, 5th. Thereafter, middle stage, 6th, 7th, 8th, 3 years. Thereafter, higher stage, 4 years. 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. These are the 4 stages that is going to come as per this draft policy. So a child of 3 years has to join the school. So when a report of this kind, which is going to change the entire present system, the policy makers should justify what is the reason for changing this. Why this 3 years child should join a school? Because all along, it is only 5 years children will be joining a school as per that. Our people are doing that in various play school, like that is all different. But as per government stipulation, 5 years a child should join a school. In the international standard, Finland is the number 1 in the education system. Only 7 years, up to 6 years, they will not enroll any children in the school. 7 years. In the United States of America, up to 5 years you cannot join any school. You can join any play school. Not like this in the general curriculum. So where is this data they have derived for changing this to bring a 3-year child to the school? That is number 1 question. Number 2, children, apart from what is the syllabus for them? So they say that there will not be any rote memory type, rote learning, just they will play, they will see that, they will hear and they will speak, that's all. No writing, nothing will be there up to these 5 years. So up to 2nd standard, a child, it need not write anything, it should just learn and hear. Okay, fine. So the next stage, preparatory stage, 3rd standard, the child joins. So where the child will be taught to write. But at the end of the 3rd year, 3rd standard, the child should write a national census examination. 3rd standard child should write an all India census examination. Only that year, as per the policy, the child is going to write. At the end of the year, he should write an all India census examination. He should pass. Otherwise, he should just keep quiet, that's all, till it passes. Then, 4th, 5th, another 5th standard, there will be an all India census examination.